Hi, everyone. Running around late, per usual. Life is lifing, if anyone saw my Motivation Monday post. Sorry, I'm a couple little minutes. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late today. I am leaving to go to Brazil today and was trying to get some miles in this morning for the run. And then I was trying to figure out who's going to go live. I first wanted to say thanks, everyone, for all your questions that you guys submitted. I realized that I already... Oh, wait. I'm sorry, but I'm doing that again. I was told people liked that I turn off commenting, so I'm turning it off. Probably because it's just a distraction, but I kind of go back and forth about it. Maybe I'll do a message box or a poll to see how you guys feel about commenting. But the last time I did a live, a lot of people came back saying they were happy that I turned off commenting. It's definitely not a distraction, but I also miss engaging with you guys because then I really am just talking to myself, which is weird, actor or not. Talking to yourself is just odd. But let's talk about conventions. So it's obviously been a convention year, and this alone has been a convention month. It's pretty crazy that I'm hopping back on a plane today when I feel like I just got back from one, and I need to stop having plane journeys happen on Wednesdays because it really complicates WeChat Wednesday. But I wanted to say thank you for all the questions, and I wanted to get on here and discuss these conventions that I absolutely love doing, and I know people that go absolutely do too. But I get a lot of questions from anyone I've ever met when they say, well, what are you doing in Brazil? And I go, I'm going to a convention. What are you doing in London? I'm doing a convention. And they go, what is that? What is that? And I want to kind of explain what conventions are for those that are experts and those that are rookies. I'm sure there's a lot of different variations of conventions, but the conventions I do mainly are we all get to meet up. There's usually an opening panel with me and the other actors that are attending and get to then do photographs with funny, silly, or cool poses, selfies that I always take liberties with and take way too many selfie funny faces. And then we do autograph sessions are something that I do less and less, and not because I don't want to. I think I worked it out really well with Dream It, where I do the meetings ahead of time and still sign an autograph. But what I realized is there's never enough time in the day to really get to engage and chat with people, and also leave a meaningful message on the picture or the thing they want signed. So I usually have gone away from signing them in the moment because I consistently would run over on the conventions by a couple hours, and it just wasn't sustainable. So I've loved that I can either have these meetings ahead of time, these 4-minute little Zooms with everyone where I get to chat with them and then sign something for them. Or as Lennon did this last time, we got to do personal little meet and greets in a room on the day. So that's also something that everyone else does, but I have altered it slightly just because I just think it's unfair to the people at the end of the line. Because there's always no more time. The time runs out, and then I can't write anything meaningful, and I get really upset because that's not fair to the people that weren't at the front of the line. So what else do? We do selfies, we do photographs, I've loved incorporating fun things to do. Like I've done karaoke with everybody. We've done little parties. I've done a high tea. I've done lunches. Meet and greets are amazing and fun. And then there's usually a panel where we get asked questions, and some of those can be wacky or fun or inspirational or insightful. And so that's really a lot of fun as well. Usually there's some sort of dance break at some point at one of these, but I really love conventions. I kind of finally started verbalizing it as, conventions are like going to Disneyland for me. And I hope that everyone else that comes to conventions feels that way too, because it should be a fun weekend experience where you're getting to hang out with people that you want to hang out with your friends, and just have a good time and make memories and make new friends. So I really love conventions. I love the community around every single one that I've been to. And yeah, so that's where kind of the overall, but I'll go to answering some questions. Because you guys submitted so many great ones, and I have them over here because I eventually will figure out how to navigate, how to put everything in one section. I was about to ask the silly question of, is everyone enjoying the no comments? And you can't comment that you're not enjoying the no comments. So can't ask that question. One of them was, if you could design a special con activity that shouts Danielle Savre, what would it involve? And this is absolutely wacky and crazy, but like something on a boat. If there could be a convention, I don't think this would ever pass. If there could be a convention that just takes place on a boat on the water. For people that don't know, my happy place is being on the water. And so if there could just be a huge yacht that everyone could basically do all the same things on, or a cruise line where everyone could do all the same things that a convention has, but also get this really fun experience on a boat on the water. I just love it. I love being on the water. So yeah, that would be the most probably Danielle. But that's not really an activity. That's just where, I guess, the location of where a convention would take place. I guess an activity, the karaoke was a lot of fun. I've done trivia too. But what screams Danielle? I don't know. I was going to say shopping, but the truth is I don't like shopping. I just love I love dressing other people. I would be fun to I don't know, do that, have a glam day. I always feel like everyone needs a glam day. That would be very Danielle. If everyone got to do a hair and makeup session together where we just get completely glammed up and then get to take a picture after, that would be fun. I feel like that would be a fun Danielle activity because it's just fun getting glammed up. I love it. What can a first-timer and coming to conference, I think their typos there, on their own expect? For all the first timers out there, and I'm going to bring on somebody who's an expert at being at conventions and somebody who's never been. I hope if you're still interested, it was a last minute fast thing that I had to just scroll through and pick two. But first timers, it's very overwhelming. I would say there's a lot of people, there's a lot of energy. A lot of times it moves very fast. So I always advise first timers, if you have questions or things you specifically want to say, write them down. Either on your phone, piece of paper. Phone is usually the safest bet because the paper usually gets lost. But if you have questions, to write them down. If there's something you want us to say, write it down. Just because very much in the moment things can become overwhelming and nerves and adrenaline, and then all of that goes out the window. And I feel so bad because people walk away going, I blanked and I didn't remember, and I have all these things I want to say, and I just feel horrible that they didn't get the opportunity to. So I would recommend that. Also, if you're someone who struggles with anxiety at all, I would recommend maybe a fidget or something that helps with the anxiety, because again, things move very fast at conventions. It is a jam-packed day that, moves very fast at times, and sometimes faster than I like. But I would say that if you're someone who struggles with anxiety, just be prepared for that as well. But come in with open eyes about it all and try to just really have a fun time and get to meet people. And not just me, it's such a cool community to meet people in. So, and you guys already have this connection and bond over a show, or over a character. And so, just come in with open eyes to all that. That would be my first timer, advice. If I could switch places with a fan for a day, what's the first thing that you do at the con? Chat with you all? It'd be so cool if I could just put on some sort of disguise and come in as somebody who's attending. I just would love to get to kind of see it from everyone's perspective and just get to chat with y'all. Yeah, that would be my first thing I'd want to do. And whatever you guys get into after the convention. I know there's wild parties and things that happen after and before, so those would be fun to be a part of. What would you say is the difference between your first con to now? My first convention, I was just way more nervous. I didn't know what to expect. I was absolutely petrified. There's another question I know that's on here and that I still get nervous. I do still get nervous every single time. It switches to more excited. I just am always I'm wanting everyone to have a great time. And so I put a lot of pressure on myself to make sure that everyone feels seen and heard and is having a good time. So I definitely get nervous still, but there's more excitement than nerves now because I know what to expect for the most part. But the biggest difference from then to now is probably just figuring out the lay of the land. I feel like we've really come to a place, me and the organizers of these conventions, where everyone does feel taken care of, hopefully. and is having a good time. It's not just any old convention. We get to have a lot of fun. So I love that about it. Can you tell us about what a convention day is like from start to end? It varies each convention, but it usually starts off with a panel and then sometimes goes straight into photographs, and then sometimes goes into a meet and greet. And sometimes there's duo meet and greets with other actors that are attending. Then it usually is a photograph session again. Sometimes there's different photograph sessions with groups or duos. Then there's a selfie session. There's usually a panel right before or after lunch, the lunch break. Although when I go to Paris, I do a lunch meet and greet during the lunch break. And then it kind of continues with the same thing until the end of the day. They kind of break it up a little bit, but that's kind of it. And then there's a closing ceremony at the end of the day, or sometimes there's a party. In London, there's like, you go to each table before the night of the party begins. There's like, you stop at each it's like speed dating. It's like you stop at each table for, I can't remember what the time is, 5 minutes, where I get to just talk to each table. And then it's a send-off. So yeah, it kind of varies, but that's kind of the makeup of it. How do I manage to stay energized during conventions? Because of all you. I am so energized and fueled by engaging with everyone that attends. Everyone's excitement, adrenaline, nerves, and mine mixed together. It keeps me going. I think everyone can agree that attends as well. Like you guys are probably more exhausted than even me, and we all just keep going, and we're all just about to fall flat on our face by the last second on Sunday. But yeah, I think it's just this kind of, we're having a great time. And again, that's why I say it's like Disneyland, because you at the end of the day at Disneyland, you're still so excited, even though you're absolutely exhausted, but you are determined to go on that one ride one more time. And you're probably fueled a little bit by candy, which I am as well, and maybe some Red Bull and lots of coffee. So there's those factors as well. But that's what keeps me energized. The most powerful thing about connecting with fans through cons is just really getting to connect with people that have had a positive impact, that that this character in the show has resonated with them, and it resonates with me. I think there's a lot more similarities than differences between us all. I was the same, where I growing up had shows that I connected with and loved and had an impact on me. And it just feels like we're all a group of people that needed that show, that character to really see ourselves in. And we connected with that. And we all have a love for this show and this character and the world of television, I would say, and movies in general. So yeah, it's really great to connect with everyone. I really, really, really enjoy it. And it really means so much to me to be able to have played a character that meant so much to so many, because it meant so much to me as well. So yeah, I love getting to connect with everyone. I feel like I'm answering questions, and then I'm going to bring people on and they're going to ask questions too. So I hope I'm not completely destroying all the questions. What are the poses or props that you'd want to do or use that you haven't in a photo session yet? I think what people don't understand is there's the craziest, wackiest things that we do in photos, to the point where sometimes we've run out of poses to do. Everything from Charlie's Angels to like rock star, to bringing props like fire trucks and inflatable guitars and microphones, bubble sessions where the bubbles are blown, jumping sessions where we literally 1, 2, 3 jump, which people are always like, oh my God, did she do that in her heels? So it's hard to think of a pose we haven't done, but I will be thoroughly impressed. People bring balloons. I will be thoroughly impressed if someone can surprise me with something new, which they probably can, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. It'd be fun. All I could think of that came to mind is it would be fun to do like a Halloween themed one, but there's nothing in October, but a Halloween themed one where everyone gets to dress up as a Halloween character of some sort. So I don't know why that would be fun, but that came to mind. What is it like meeting other actors at conventions? It's a lot of fun. Some of the actors, it's actors I already know, but it was really fun this last one in London to meet such a different group of people that I'd never met before. Our paths had never crossed before. And we had so much fun Sunday after the convention, even though I was exhausted. I think we stayed up till friends. I also walked away with, I hope they feel about life and pass it on to people. And excited for at the Brazil con this week. Nervous about Brazil. But how do I reset? Usually I try to sleep. I do a great job of that after this last one. So as I can. And yeah, that's usually what I try to do. What would I say to someone who is nervous about attending their first con? Don't be nervous. I mean, be excited. Be excited, and at what's new. You can be nervous, but there's nothing to really be scared of. It really is a fun, exciting environment. It can be quite overwhelming, but like I said earlier, if you suffer from anxiety, some sort of fidget really helps. And yeah, just keep an open eyes and have your questions written down and enjoy the ride. View it like Disneyland. And what made you say yes to the very first convention? I don't know. This is such a great question, and I don't know. It was an in-the-moment thing, and I didn't know, and I was hesitant, and I was like, okay. Like, I'd never done one. I didn't know, but I'm so happy I did. So I'm going to bring two people on, an expert and a rookie. I got to make sure, I think, if they're still on here. Now I've got to look at, let's see. Laura, is Laura here? Laura, I was going to bring you on as the expert, and I know you had some questions. I'm going to do it. I have to leave at 9:30, so I'm going to do 5 minutes with each person where we'll chat with your questions. So let me see, Laura, if you're on there. Wait. How do I? No, invite to join, ask to join, request to join. Okay. Let's see where you are at on here. There you are. I remember just being able to connect with people because you never know, like besides social media these days, you don't really understand the impact or, that a character has on people, but let alone that, it was just being able to connect with people that were fans of the show. Like I really walked away being emotional and realizing how many people were impacted in a positive way by this character and by the show. So it was a very emotional experience too, that first one. So yeah, but I love that. So, have you made like a ton of friends since